Welcome back everybody, and today we are going to be cooking up a pork butt. I picked up a 8-pound pork butt. We're going to be making some barbecue sandwiches, so with some homemade coleslaw and all the good stuff. So first we got to prep our pork butt. Got a little bit of fat cap here. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that. Not too thick. It seems like the butcher already trimmed some of it off. As you can see, they went a little too close here. So we're gonna start off with a binder of some mustard. Now we're gonna be doing this on the Weber Kettle today, and I'm gonna be using the slow and sear. I just picked up a slow and sear, kind of want to see how it does. You know, I want to see if I could get a nice low and slow cook off of this. So go ahead and give it a rub of some mustard, and then we're gonna be hitting it with my California Dream barbecue rub. I sell this on my website, but I sell it a lot more locally. Cookingwithkirby.com. You can pick up a bottle, or if you want to save some money, make your own barbecue seasoning. I have a video which I'll leave actually right here. Go ahead and check that video out after this. That way you can learn how to make your own barbecue seasoning. Really easy to do, and literally costs nothing to make. So just go ahead and get a nice coating of this seasoning. This seasoning I designed to be able to, you know, pack it on there. It's a little bit lower on the sodium. You know, some of these seasonings I be trying out, man, they got a lot of salt in it. And plus the spices I use, you know, these are a lot of spices from here in California. They give a nice red color to the food. Yeah, that's gonna look good. Now same thing for the fat cap. Put down a little bit of mustard. Now this doesn't give flavor, it just, you know, helps the seasoning stick. Go ahead and start this other side. Now a little tip, you want to make sure that you temper your meat, so that way you're not putting it on the grill cold. I let this pork butt thaw in the refrigerator for 3 days. Then I brought it out, and it's been sitting out room temperature for about 2.5 hours. Okay, we got our pork butt all seasoned up. Now we're gonna go ahead and let it sweat just a little bit. So I'll probably put it on the grill in about 30 minutes. So let's get outside and set up our grill. All right, so that way you can see pretty much what we're dealing with. This is the slow and sear. All this is a charcoal basket, and it allows you to have all your charcoal on one side. It also comes with a water trough. Now, someone has stated that this is bad for you, that this gets contaminated and it can get you sick. This and every other thing like dishes, if you feel it's contaminated, wash it. So yeah, this is a new toy that I'm gonna be using today. It's gonna work like a snake method. Now I do a lot of cooks on my Weber Kettle, and I do the snake method. When I do the snake method, I can get about 6 to 7 hours, you know, probably starting from right here to right here, maybe 8 hours. I've never really gone, you know, the whole ring. But this is gonna work kind of something like that. And actually I'm gonna show you guys sometime in the future how to do a really good snake method. That's one of my favorite ways on low and slow barbecue on the Weber Kettle. But I've been wanting to get this for quite some time. If I can get 8 hours or 6 hours off of one chimney, that is really good, because compared to like my offset, I go through a lot of fuel. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing barbecue. And you know, that's one of the reasons why I use my Weber Kettle so much, is because I do not use as much charcoal as my offset smoker. So let me get some briquettes and I'll show you how to light this thing. All right, so like I said, this is gonna work like a snake method. So we're gonna get it started. So we're gonna put a tumbleweed right there. We're gonna put a couple briquettes just to get it going. Now this is the first time me using this, so I did my research. I've watched a lot of people cook on this thing over the past several years, and I've always wanted one. So now that I finally got one, we'll see how good it goes. Let me see, that's about 7 briquettes. I'll do about 9 briquettes just to get it going. Now compared to a snake method, I can get 6 to 8 hours at 250 degrees on the snake method. So that's what I'm really comparing to. So let's go ahead and start this tumbleweed. So that's pretty much, yeah, the snake method is what I'm gonna be comparing this to see how, you know, how it cooks. Because I know I could get a good solid 6 to 8 hours on the snake method. So now that we have those coals lit, I'm gonna be adding in a full chimney of charcoal. Okay, the wood chunks that we're gonna be using today, cherry and apple. Those are the 2 combinations I like to use when I'm using pork on the grill. So how I'm setting this up is that way it gets a little bit of cook on apple and cherry. So about right here, I'm not gonna need no more smoke, because right here, most likely, if this works correctly, I'll be wrapped. So the first part of the cook is what I'm gonna be smoking. So we're gonna let that catch fire, and then we'll close it up and try to dial in our temperatures. All right, now that I got flame on those first wood chunks, we're gonna go ahead and set the grate down. Make sure you get yourself a good thermometer. That way you can, you know, monitor your cook. I'm gonna put it about right here. That's where the pork butt's gonna be. All right, so for the trough, we're gonna go ahead and fill with some water. Left about an inch from the top. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and place our pork butt right here. Now we're gonna go ahead and just insert our probe right about there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and close this up and let it do its thing. Having some type of probe really helps out. You know, I got this where I can monitor the temperature inside the grill, and this right here is gonna be showing me the temperature of the pork. Now in this scene right here, you can see that I'm talking and you can't hear me. I forgot to turn on my mic, but I was right there, I was trying to explain about the airflow. Now I have it marked where exactly I like to put my airflow, and that setting right there is about 1/4 of an inch cracked. Now I'll be putting the top vent, which is your pull, I'm gonna be setting that about 3/4 closed, so that way we can get a decent airflow, but that way we can maintain a low and slow temperature for a long cook. Now with those vent settings, the slow and sear cooked steadily at 275 degrees, and that will cook over 6+ hours. Man, my Weber Kettle's looking really clean. I'm liking how it looks with those barbecue dragon wings. Those are really, really cool. They got little hooks here so you can put accessories, but yeah, I'm digging it. This is one of my favorite grills. You know, you can do pretty much anything on it. You can grill on it, you can do low and slow, you can do hot and fast. I usually do hot and fast on it, but with that slow and sear, I'm definitely gonna be implementing some low and slow cooks this year. But here's the game plan. We're gonna be cooking by temperature, okay? About 165 degrees is what I'm gonna wait for the pork roast to hit. And once it hits 165, we're gonna wrap it. And to get a nice tender pork butt, you wanna try to cook that thing up to about 205 degrees. So I'm gonna let it go for about 2 hours. Then I'm gonna come back out here and I'm gonna check on it. So I'll see you then. So we're coming up on our 2nd hour, and the slow and sear is doing a really good job at maintaining at 275. That's my sweet spot. 275 is my sweet spot. You can dial it down to get a lower temp, but it is doing really good. And right now our temp right now is at 278. It bounced a little bit. I did see it, you know, the temperature just, you know, fluctuated. But yeah, you know, I had wood chunks in there, so they were probably getting lit. But yeah, it's been really, really steady. So we're gonna check on the pork butt right now, and then we're gonna give it a spray. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and check on our pork butt. a nice bark on there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and spray it. I got a little bit of apple juice and water mixed. So we're gonna close up the Weber Kettle and we're gonna let it cook, because if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So after seeing the bark, how it looks after 2 hours, I guarantee you it's gonna be perfect in 3. So once the pork hits about 165 degrees, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it, and then we're gonna finish off the cook. So that's pretty much it. That's the game plan. So once it hits 165 degrees, we'll wrap it up. All right, so our pork butt has hit 165 degrees internally. It actually slowed down, and like once it hit in the 140s. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it. I got about like halfway of charcoal left still. Now this has been about 5 hours. It's been steady at 275 for 5 straight hours. But this is what we're looking like. Yeah, it started to slow down after the 3 hours. You know, to get up to 165 degrees. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it. You always want to do the dull side of the foil up. You want to make sure that it's nice and tight. It smells good though. All right, so we're gonna get this back on the grill. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put in our probe, and we're gonna let this hit to about 203 degrees. So we got it all wrapped up. You know, it's 165 right now. So we're gonna just close this up and let it do its thing. All right, so our probe is indicating that the internal temperature of our pork butt is 203 degrees. Now to check it, you wanna make sure it's full, just like butter. Yeah, super soft, super tender. That's what you're looking for. You want it nice, no resistance, just like if you're just touching butter. Yep, goes in like nothing. Yep. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take this off, and we're gonna let it rest for at least 30 minutes. This was a 6 hour and something cook, so kids are getting hungry. So, all right, so this thing's rested up, and the whole time I'm over there making coleslaw, the smell from this has just been phenomenal. Let's go ahead and open this up, see what it looks like. Ooh, look at that. All right, let me get some gloves on. All right, so we got the bone back here. Just pulls right out. Yeah. Clean bone right there. I gotta try this. Man, that bark right there. Not even got no barbecue sauce. That's just my rub. Oh my God, it tastes so good. The smoke ring on that. Just pull apart, man. This stuff is nice. These juices do not get rid of. We're gonna put that right back in the meat. Just pulls apart like nothing. Look at that. There'll be some good eats right here. So we're gonna shred this up, and we'll put some barbecue sauce. Now, if you guys remember, or if you're new to my channel, I made a barbecue chicken wings. In that video, I made a barbecue sauce from scratch. That's what I still have some of that barbecue sauce left over. That's what I saved it for this here. So yeah, we're gonna be putting that barbecue sauce in this. It's gonna be really, really good. And also the coleslaw that I'm gonna be putting in this for this sandwich, I did do a video on it a long time ago. It's the exact same recipe. It's one of my older videos. Quality kind of, lacks the new stuff that I've done on my channel, but the recipe's really good. I'll leave all that information at the end. I didn't, you know, this was already gonna be a long cook, so I didn't want to be, you know, hitting you guys with like a lot of information. All right, so we'll take a little bit of this pork, lay it down. Take some of the juices from the pork. Now we're gonna take some of that homemade barbecue sauce that we made. Now this is optional, but I love pickles. Now some coleslaw. It's gonna be messy, but it's gonna be delish. And that right there, folks, is our pulled pork sandwich. Today was just an awesome day. It felt really good to sit in the backyard and just cue something up. I've been wanting to do a long cook like that for a long time. I've been stuck in this kitchen trying to get out these recipes. So I got a beautiful sandwich. I know it's gonna taste good because all these components are just perfect. So, cheers, y'all. It's messy. Right off the bat, you get the barbecue sauce. You get the coleslaw, the crunch, you know, the flavor from it. Really good. And then that pork, and it's just got a nice smoky flavor. I tasted the meat, you know, the seasoning from that rub, really good. You know, on the outside part of it, you know, because it's a pork roast, so, you know, the inside didn't get any seasonings. Maybe next time I'll inject it. That way I can see if I can get it nice and flavorful. But overall, really good cook. And I'm really impressed with the Sloans here. They did a really good job. Stayed steady at 275. And man, I can't say nothing else. This was a good cook. But definitely, you guys gotta try some of this stuff. Now, the coleslaw and the barbecue sauce, I'll leave the two videos that I made, both of those. The coleslaw is an older video, but it is what it is. You know, I've showed a lot of growth, but the recipe is really good. So I'll make sure to leave that at the end. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. I have these recipes along with the barbecue sauce and the coleslaw. Go check them out. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.